Fireworks littered the streets. People wade through them in a bit of a daze. It is their country's Independence Day. Their island is still associated with the neighboring mainland. The mainland, centuries ago, used to be under a larger kingdom. The kingdom was divided into multiple parts, with dukes or duchesses left in charge. The duke at the time felt that his people were getting the short end of the stick. Higher taxes, less support. So he went to the king and queen and wagered a bet. He would give up all his riches if he lost, and they could give his dukedom to one of their children. But if he won, his people would be free from the kingdom's influence and become their own small nation. The king and queen, being full of themselves, agreed. The duke challenged them to a series of board games, and after a round of each, the duke won. He even won the extra rounds the king and queen demanded. At first, the royals thought to use their powers to keep the duke and his people subjugated. But when the other dukedoms heard about this, the royals were warned. They made a deal, and they had better keep their end of the bet. This was how their country gained its independence. The other dukedoms would end up breaking away as well. Not from winning gains, but from realizing just how scared the king and queen were if all the dukedoms ever decided to betray them. It didn't end in a war. It didn't have to. The royals had lost their grip when the dukedoms lost their fear. There are plenty of empty lots around town. City Hall is always having something developed. Alani and Sherry decide to go to one of these empty lots and shoot off a few of the fireworks before any of the town's residents snap out of their daze and do it themselves. The girls need to draw Gazee's attention before anyone else does. They plan to light a few other fireworks, but not before they set up a bit of a trap. They set up a bunch of the fireworks pointing at the first few they plan to shoot off. When Gazee approaches, they'll fire them all at once, in hopes of disorienting him. However, Alani admits to Sherry she hasn't thought further than that. Her major concern is just making sure Gazee doesn't get lured into town. She's not really sure what to do after getting him here. Sherry says they should just wing it. Enough fireworks might just chase Gazee off if he realizes it's not worth the hassle. Sherry told Alani that her magic would be weak for a bit because of her wounded magic muscle. Even so, Sherry didn't want Alani going in this alone. She at least wasn't so weak that she couldn't light a few fireworks. She didn't have to use magic at all for that, just her father's lighter that she had swiped before leaving the house. With a pop of its top and a flick of her thumb, she lights the first firework. This was when one of the worst possible things happened. The firework goes off and it is quick to summon Gazee. The issue is Samson. Alani doesn't realize it, but Samson, for whatever reason, had chosen today of all days to follow her. Usually, Samson's walk to school starts the same way as Alani's. But once they hit a certain street, she sees him off and he continues to school with a bunch of his friends. They turn one direction and she goes the other way with Sherry. Why was Samson here? Before Alani can say anything, silent out of pure shock and fear, Sherry has no choice but to light the second portion of fireworks. Gazee has already turned to them and is snarling. Once the fireworks start going off, she turns back to Alani, and over Alani's shoulders, she can see Samson running towards them. Alani gets up and heads towards Samson, with Sherry following right behind. It's hard to see him because of the blinding lights of the fireworks. Gazee jumps out of the array of sparks and whistles, crashing right into Samson. Samson, not knowing what grabbed him, is screaming. Gazee takes off with Samson in tow, jumping over the fence and heading down the road. Alani does the same, with Sherry coming right up behind her. Alani throws barrier up at the barrier, but they're not the quickest things to form, slowing Ghazi down, but still allowing him to maneuver past them. When they had fired off their fireworks, it triggered something in town, encouraging other people to fire off more fireworks. The girls are now running through town, becoming more and more blinded by the smoke of the fireworks being set off. Alani loses sight of Samson and Ghazi in the haze, and she is screeching her brother's name. Sherry pulls out the whistle and blows as hard as she can with the last of her breath. Zarifa appears, wand in hand, yelling, asking what's wrong. Alani can only get out. He took Samson. Ghazi doesn't appear for the rest of the day. All the fireworks have been shot off, and Halloween has set back in. Alani's head hangs low as she sits at Zarifa's table with Sherry holding her hand. Taking in what the girls have told her, Zarifa decides to come clean about her suspicions. She has suspected for some months now that the magic that gets released during the holidays is indeed waking up people's magic muscles here on the island. She didn't want to tell them right away because these people are awake enough that, with a discerning eye, one can tell there's magic in them. But they're not awake enough to realize they have magic in them. Ghazi is someone with a discerning eye. This causes Alani to start wailing. She asks what Ghazi will do with her brother. Zarifa tells her chances are high that Samson and all the other missing people are actually still alive. Ghazi could have killed Samson on the spot, ran right through him, stole his magic, and went off. Instead, he decided to go through the hassle of carrying him while being chased. Zarifa believes Ghazi is kidnapping these people and storing them somewhere, in hopes that their magic will continue to awaken and he will eat them when it is full. With what little Zarifa knows of Ghazi, he is from a world where magic wielder's strength grows over time, eventually coming to a stop. It varies from person to person how strong they will become. He might be making the assumption that this world's magic works the same way, because one day, townsfolk didn't have magic and the next day they did. Ghazi doesn't know that they had to exercise their magic muscle for their magic to grow. Zarifa truly believes that all these people, including Samson, are still alive and they won't be killed until Ghazi feels that their magic has come to full bloom, which the three of them, Zarifa and the girls, know can't happen. Ghazi hungers for magic more than he hungers for death. Alani swears she shall find her brother and find the missing people. And if anything has happened to them, Ghazi will only know suffering. Not even death will save him from her. Zarifa applauds her dramatics, understanding the sentiment, remembering how she lost her own sister due to Ghazi. Above the humming of the house, Alani's phone starts to ring. It's her father, and it is still Halloween.